there were three areas of discussion in our bilateral. The first had to do with the partial scope agreement, which we are in the process of negotiating. Minister advises me we should be able to finish that within 3 meetings. So, having had a template from Panama and from other countries in Latin America, I think we should be able to complete that. So I think we will all be very happy that we can have greater trading links once that partial scope is completed. Indeed, His Excellency has invited us for a state visit to Guatemala, and perhaps we may consider that at the time when the partial scope agreement is ready for signing. But there's another issue which is very close to us and indeed for the entire region, and it has to do with the issue of fighting narco-trafficking. His Excellency has a proposal which is a very hot topic, Ambassador tells me, in Central America now, about the depenalization of drugs as one method of fighting it. We had discussed it at a CARICOM meeting in Suriname, but had come to no conclusion at that point in time. It is something that will take further discussion within our region. But in addition to that proposal that His Excellency has, he mentioned that we could have further discussions on other ways of fighting narco-trafficking. In fact, now it's not just narco-trafficking, it's poly-trafficking. And we look forward to further discussions with Guatemala in that regard. On the whole meeting, I think we were both quite satisfied. We have areas in common. And if we look at the theme of this summit, that of partnering for prosperity, it is giving us great opportunities for meeting with leaders in the region, in bilaterals and indeed in the multilaterals, for crafting ways forward on issues and concerns that are common in the entire region, and with the main focus being on partnering for prosperity. Thus far, we've had quite a long day. It is not yet over, but I think we've managed to have some very successful networking that will redound to the benefit of Trinidad and Tobago and indeed for the region.
It must be very fulfilling to you because you had started from the very beginning of your prime ministership, the relationship with Latin America, moving away from the north. Yes. And all of these things are happening so very quickly.
It's said that there's always a time and a place for everything, and maybe the time is now. I have been espousing the view that we must engage in more South-South relationships, and it is manifesting itself as happening that the South is also interested here in more South-South. So as well as we are espousing that view, it is coming out of the region as well, and it is something that is very inspiring and very encouraging for us to continue in that regard. I think, if we check this region, how many hundreds of millions, about 600 million persons. Is it 600 million? In
the entire region.
For the whole region. And if we can tap into these markets, the human capital is tremendous. They will benefit and we will benefit. We are ideally poised on the cusp of the Americas as the gateway to and from the Americas. And indeed, when we met with the president of the bank earlier, this was one of the things he mentioned. And it is worthy that we remind ourselves that not only are we geographically well poised, we are also given our human capital, our human resource, our talent, our creativity and our language, our stable democracy. Those are areas that make us a very attractive trading partner as well as an investment destination.
I know that you went to Brazil and you participated in a roundtable and you made some very significant interventions in terms of where the region can go in education. I don't want to be too presumptuous. What would you be telling the CEO Summit today?
The CEO Summit today, what I've always said, education is the only passport out of poverty. Education is the only key out of poverty. And if we do not grow our human capacity, our human capital, then our nations will be doomed. The only way we can really develop our nations in this region is through education. And therefore we have to look at innovative ways of creating greater access to education, whilst at the same time creating quality education. So whilst we look at quantity, we have to also look at ways in which we can have quality education to build that human capital. Those are some of the areas. I'll be sharing also some of the initiatives we have undertaken in Trinidad and Tobago. Without sounding boastful, I say respectfully, in the region we have done very well in education, beginning first of all with universal primary education and moving on to universal secondary education. Our initiatives now are in the area of tertiary level education. So those are some of the thoughts I'll be sharing with the CEOs in a very short while as we go into that meeting. I thank you.